it wasn't enough because one of them actually speaks directly to me regarding declassification of materials connected to Crossfire Hurricane. How many of those declassified materials are going to discuss hedge fund activity that the Biden campaign has been involved with going all the way back to the 80s? This is a very, very important matter. I want to know why my father's first house he purchased after he retired from the military following 20 years of service was allowed to be leaned on in connection with Joseph Biden's political career. See, nobody told me about this at the time, and I had to read something by a journalist that was talking about him right as he was coming in as vice president under Obama, and nobody's followed up on that. Are you going to declassify information about your son's activities in interfering with other people's lives and disappearing political opposition so that they can be used as political capital for people in your party for what now amounts to 25 years and is also associated with a huge process of defrauding the Republic of Iran when it came to matters of intelligence so that it could be recirculated through the murder of other journalists that to this day have accrued and accumulated into a heinous scheme aimed at manipulating municipal bonds? Are you going to declassify my articles that I wrote and my work as a journalist and editor that has been used as part of your party's politicking since the mid 2000s? Am I going to be able to get it back for myself? Am I going to get a bond audit of every municipal bond that was issued based on manipulation of information provided when I was a journalist and editor that I no longer have access to and nobody wants to acknowledge? This is enough. There's no reason for anybody to say they can't do the case again. You never got to the actual case. The charges were already pending before somebody who lost an election ended up trying to pull her Putin card. The problem is, these deals with Russia were already committed to and involved the lives of many, many people around the world that have been slandered and exploited for going on over 25, nearly 30 years. To this day, entire economies are in a situation of instability because of refusal to prosecute public corruption. And I'm sorry, this is the how many consecutive presidencies is this country dealing with where nobody prosecuted public corruption at the level they needed to? I've only been an adult that was legally eligible to vote in an election for 25 years, and every single presidential administration has been dominated by the same corrupt, oligarchical, organized crime syndicate all the way up until election day. See, I watched what happened, including to the Democrats, the entire campaign season. There were 24 candidates originally. Do you know 23? 23 candidates. What happened? How did all of the political capital of the Democratic Party again get concentrated into the same very, very, very few individuals that have such a stranglehold over the distribution of political resources in this country? I'm not even talking about politics. Just somebody's house. And that brings up who's missing. Who's not going to be at the inauguration today? It's very important. You shouldn't have allowed them to go back and backdate the stock of the people of Flint, Michigan by strategically altering the Water Appropriations Act of 2013 to give a better valuation to what you were hedging on prior to today. You should never have done that. It's a very, very, very bad idea because it directly connects whoever did that for however long it continues to persist to the murder of your son, Joe